Mr. McKay, Grace, thank you for your speeches. They were great, as I expected. What does it mean to be great? It's a simple little question. It's just 7 words, but it has been a driving force through both our lives and our educational careers. To be honest, I'm not really sure that there's an answer to that question. We've all read stories of people who society says, by some abstract measure, have attained greatness, such as the aptly named Alexander the Great. We've heard stories of the courageous actions of Rosa Parks and Martin Luther King as they fought against social constraints to make the United States a place of equality. We've heard endlessly about George Washington and his refusal to surrender to the British Empire, despite odds that were overwhelming, to say the least. Despite all of these examples, historians and scholars still cannot truly define what it means to be great. Sometimes, I fear that greatness doesn't exist in the world anymore. It can often feel like we're going in circles, just confronting the same problems over and over, never making any progress, and just not accomplishing anything really. Every day, people are stripped of most basic rights. Inequality is perpetuated, and despite the amount of food we have, people still starve. This happens every single day. Some part of me, a small but indescribably powerful part, just wants to give up, just wants to stop trying, because surely we won't stumble upon the next Abraham Lincoln or Winston Churchill, someone with the bright ideas and the drive to put humanity back on track. It just seems like that kind of thing doesn't happen anymore. It is in times like these that I remember something important, a crucial fact which often gets overlooked. History isn't shaped by a single man or woman. It never has been. No, sure, there's always somebody who gets to take the credit for everything that happens, but greatness is so much more than receiving the applause of the masses. I feel that perhaps the greatest and most influential people are the people who we never get to hear about. For example, Neil Armstrong wouldn't have gotten anywhere near the surface of the moon if it hadn't been for his co-pilot, Michael Collins. It's likely he wouldn't have even made it into the stratosphere, past the stratosphere, if Katherine Johnson hadn't discovered the math necessary for ships to fly through orbit. The same can be said of the countless individuals who worked on the Apollo 11 mission and made it a resounding success. Together, they all did the unthinkable. They achieved greatness. When something manages to transcend our expectations and become truly worthy of being called great, it's only because of the people who made it so. Is greatness then just being able to say that you were involved with some history-changing event? That you helped out? No. Greatness is so much more, and in a lot of ways, so much less than that. I don't know what greatness is, nor do I know how to attain it. I know somebody who might have a clue, though. Here's something that an old wizard named Gandalf once taught me. It is the small, everyday deeds of ordinary folk that keep the darkness at bay. Small acts of kindness and love. End quote. That's all it is. That's all greatness really is when it comes down to it. I've known many of you, some for a short time, some for a long time, and what has always baffled me is just how extraordinarily good you all are. Just like in a general sense. Whether or not you realize it, you are the greatest, most powerful, and most important people on earth, if to nobody but myself. At times it can seem like the world is becoming an increasingly darker place, transforming into a world that seems to discourage friendship and joy. It is people like you that keep the lamps lit and the path forward clear. And from this day onward, you are the ones who will be bringing that greatness into the wider world. I don't know where it is that you'll go or what you'll do. I suspect that none of us are truly sure as to what our futures hold. And just to be honest, if one of us does know how to predict the future, please tell me. But when temperatures are tested and wars are waged, when all you want to do is give up, remember that you have greatness inside of you. Not the kind of greatness that you find in the pages of history books, but something that's only as powerful as it is common. You have the power to care about others and to be kind, You have the power to change lives and to boldly go where no one has gone before. You have the power to be a hero and the power to live a wonderfully worthwhile life. In other words, you have the power to be great, all of you, each in your own special way. And as you are, you'll be written about. People will remember you, and the effects you've had will endure through the passage of time. Perhaps you will be the next Alexander Hamilton or Joan of Arc. Perhaps your name will go down in history as being among the very best, like no one ever was. But if not, I guarantee that your greatness will be remembered, because your legacy will be made up of the people you helped and the lives you changed, because people, practical, persistent people, have the potential to be powerful. So whatever it is you do, be great. Strive harder. Make the world a better place, because life isn't easy and our world really needs help. Sometimes I feel that greatness doesn't exist in the world anymore, but it does. It's right here, sitting in front of me. We've all been waiting for this day for 12 years, probably more, depending on how you count. And the day we graduate is today, and I cannot express how grateful I am to have known you all. Thank you. Thank you.